Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday before 2024. The last Wednesday of 2023. Good evening, Gordon. Good evening, Philip. The Eternal Crusader. Plopsicorn. Dahi. Yamal Angmar. Cameron. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you all doing? Hello, Fancy Michael. Chris Cosme. Hello. NB, yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo to you. Rod Golem. Hello, everyone. Having a somewhat late dinner while watching the stream. And Vicious Goose is just kicking us straight off by being an absolute hero and gifting 5 memberships straight off the bat. My goodness me. What an absolute hero. I'm not sure I'm ready for that much goodwill. Thank you, Vicious Goose. Thank you. Good evening, Ricky. Good evening. Currently in the trenches this Christmas. Broke my elbow ice skating on Saturday and now have a cold. No painting for a few. It's Cameron. Oh, man. That sucks. I'm sorry that's happened to you. That's really horrible. Hello, Lewis. Good evening, Warboss8. Yayi, good evening. Alicia, good evening. Evening, Forge Father. Arve Thierry. Any Middle-earth news? As in new stuff for Middle-earth? Or do I personally have any Middle-earth news? I could look some up. I could look up to see if there's any movement from old Games Workshop on the things that I ordered for Middle Earth. Let me have a look. You're gonna make me sign in, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Now show me my orders. Oh no, still processing. Boo. Zupa Muzz. I hope I said that right. Good evening. That Ginger Kid HD. Good evening. I'm moving and eager to start working on Ionis following your guide. Oh, that's exciting. I love Ionis Scriptborn. There he is. He still has pride of place in the cabinet. The local Baron. Good evening. Josh, what did you get for Christmas? I got a lot of sweets. I also got a little headphone, guitar amp. No Warhammer. Apart from, I say no Warhammer. Adam was very kind and got me Nagash, so that'll be coming soon. And Rich was very kind, and he got me a Mumakill. Are you insinuating that Mr. Hipster is from Middle-earth? Oh, I wish. Those new clear plastic ghosts are out for Middle-earth. I think they're very, very cool. Yeah, no, I ordered some Middle-earth ghosts. And I also ordered a bunch of Minas Tirith stuff. So that I could do... You know, I did my Hammers of Sigmar video not too long ago. Finishing them off. I want to do a video like that, but for Minas Tirith. So that would include painting... things like Citadel Guard, Guard of the Fountain Court, Knights of Minas Tirith, and then I've got a bunch of heroes as well to do. I'm waiting for it to appear, which is sad. Got a bunch, like I said, bunch of characters. Let me tell you who I've got coming. So I've got Gandalf, obviously, but I've also got the Wardens of Gondor. So that will be Hurin the Tall and Ingold. Warden of the Ramas Ekor. So I got those coming. So Contrast Plus guide for Nagash imminent. I wouldn't say imminent, but soon. I received Eternus Blade of the First Prince as part of my local GW Secret Santa painting competition. Your tutorial definitely going to help a lot. Yeah. Did you get your pigs in blankets? I did get some pigs in blankets. I had precisely 6. Are you in the starting blocks for Old World? Thierry, my body is ready. My body is ready for Old World. Bring me Tomb Kings or bring me death. Bring me Bretonians or bring me death. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm primed and I'm ready to go for Old World. Well, I haven't primed anything and I'm not ready to go on anything, but I am ready. I personally am ready for Old World. You guys tell me what kind of content you want from Old World, and I shall do my darndest to deliver in the new year. Good evening, Mr. Warhipster, best painting tutorial maestro. Hope you had a good Christmas. I had. Prepping 4 armies ready for painting from your tutorials, of course. Have a prosperous new year. Thank you very much, Hooded Plays. A prosperous new year to you as well. Currently painting along to your Contrast Plus Clonk and Zogrock guide. Loving your content. Oh, thank you. That's a good video. I forgot I called it that. I got myself a 30k Spartan proxy for my Dark Krakens because Land Raider Redeemer's been out of stock for months in the US, but I'm now more excited because the Spartan kit is more interesting. Spartan kit is pretty cool. Spartans are dope as well. They're just big Land Raiders with double the amount of las cannons. Mr. the War Hipster, you saint amongst mortals, master of the contrast, king of the GW painting tutorials, amazing master of being fluffy. How are you, you legendary being? I am very well, Captain Mannerings. How are you, sir? Are you well? Are you having a good one? Did you have a great Christmas? You and Laura both. And the family. How are Laura's folks? That's a lot of questions to throw at somebody at once. Answer them in order. All Old World all the time. Just nothing but Old World. All 7 levels of Minas Tirith, or maybe some Osgiliath ruins. I want to get that box that they talked about. The big bundle box. Because if you look up here, you can see just in the corner, there's a bunch of Osgiliath terrain I've already done, but I want to do a really big Osgiliath, really dense Osgiliath board this year, and then play a bunch of Middle Earth on the channel. Because you guys set me the challenge to get a battle report done in all the game systems this year, and so I would like to do Minas Tirith versus Mordor. I ordered some of the Express Colour Mummy White and Monastic Green to start prepping for Dark Angels to come out. It's good strong choices there, Jason. You think we're getting new Custodes? I mean, we'll get at least minimum 1, right, if their book is coming out this year. They have said that everyone's getting models, brackets S. Dave Hall, good evening and Merry Christmas. Good evening, Dave. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I've lost my place in the chat. Hang on. Yeah, here we are. Alicia says, I'm looking around to start printing a High Elves army because I have none of the Old World models. Yeah, see, I'm in the similar position to you in that I'm like, I'm gonna hold fire, but I'm trying to decide which ones are going to be my factions for Old World. You want to have at least one Ravening Hordes and at least one Forces of Good in there, and then I kind of want to have one that I might do just for fun. Oh, we've got some lyrics going on. I didn't realise there would be lyrics. This is supposed to be an instrumental. Let's just skip that because lyrics are distracting. So I'm torn between High Elves and Wood Elves. Tomb Kings I'm definitely into. And I kind of want to do Empire as well. So there's lots of stuff that I want to do. Just tons and tons. Can't wait to see your contrast videos, Kislev and Cathay, when they come out in 2027. Stephen, I'm with you. I can't wait to do it myself. How much will the Old World be new sculpts, I wonder? When I move to FEC in the new year, your channel will be a great guide. Oh, thank you, Niall. I agree with the captain who has the gift of the silver tongue. Tomb King box, I think there are too many minis inside. Yeah, I mean, 90 something. It's a lot. Lick the like button, says Captain Mannings. Yes, do lick the like button out there, because then more people will come in and they'll watch the stream. Any plans to paint Lothlorien units? Currently building a new army. We don't hear the music, by the way, so you know. Do you not? Can you hear it now? Tell me if it's too loud. Should be just loud enough. I've got about 5k of the old metal wood elves, though they were new when I bought them. Oh, Gordon, I'm very jealous of you right now. AOS 4th Skaven versus Stormcast Eternal, but I wish it was Skaven versus Cities. Have they confirmed that? I mean, Stormcast Eternals will be in the core box. We just have to live with it. / be really excited because Stormcast are awesome. And Skaven, if it's true, if we're getting Skaven, my body is ready for AOS 4. Give me AOS 4. Lothlorien units. I have done one before. Rumil and Orifin, if you've seen that video. Do you know when the Fulgrim model is out? It's out now. You should be able to buy it as of right now. I bought one. Or is it out of stock? If I play Old World, I'll go a High Elves, but for now I'll be busy with my new Soulblight Gravelords Christmas army set. That's excellent. That's excellent. Hello, Conic Melter. Good lord, there's 100 people watching right now. That's incredible. Hello, everybody. It's definitely nearly the end of the year, and I'm really excited to find out I mean, you guys are already telling me all the things you're excited to paint, excited to get your hands on. I'm excited for all similar things, Skaven and Stormcast. I'm excited for them both. Skaven should be a great time. They've been long required it, long needed it. Buzzing for Tomb Kings in the Old World in general. AOS is the best, hoping for some new demons, but dipping my toes into 40k this year, deciding between IG, Custodes, or Tau. They're all good options. I have all three. I'll sell you an army if you want, Ross. Good evening, Mr. Warhipster. Lost my mojo for painting at the moment. Any ideas on how to get it back? It's a great question, Robert. I often find that painting inspiration will come to you at a time when you're least expecting it, right? So if trying to force the issue of painting is sometimes quite difficult, what you should do is try and try and find your love for the idea of the thing that you want to participate in. So for Warhammer, right, I find literally just listening to an audiobook or reading a novel, or maybe watching a battle report or a couple of narrative videos, or even some of my painting videos if you want, although I wouldn't force that issue. If you do any of those things, you might find that inspiration starts to creep back, and you want to then just kind of jump back in to be part of that universe again. That's the way I do it if I'm finding my way out. Holy crap. I was giving advice, guys. Cameron gifting 20 memberships like an absolute hero. Cameron, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. What does he say? I can't paint, so can't submit to Tales this month, so here you go, peeps. Oh, thanks, Cameron. That's very kind of you. I mean, I'll try and... It's Blood Angels you do, right? I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I got some spare Blood Angels lying around. I might send you something as a 655. And then Gordon has gifted 5 memberships as well. Gordon Pryra. Yes, Pryra. Thank you very much, Gordon. That's very, very kind of you as well. Hang on a minute. Are you guys conspiring to make me cry on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve? Is that what's happening? Whoops, forgot to hit the like button. Rock Golem. Naughty, naughty. Although, it's completely fine. Hello, Tommy. How are you? I hope you're well. painting inspiration, it comes from watching painting videos, especially Warhipsters. Right, well, thank you very much. Sometimes watching painting content, if you're trying to be inspired to paint, can be a little bit like, this guy's obnoxious. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think finding sort of adjacent things to get you to not try and force the issue of painting. Painting can be a symptom of doing that, which is great. You know, so sometimes like I'll watch things like Castlevania or whatever, which will make me excited to paint a vampire, and then I will paint a vampire. You see what I mean? Where am I? I've lost the chat. I'm excited for new Lumineth next year. The video today revealed new Lumineth unit in Shadow, and they have a seahorse crest on their helm. Looks like horse with fish fins, so it's River Temple, finally. Or is it more Ideneth Deepkin? It could be anything. It's probably Lumineth, though, let's face it. Emperor's Children and Eldar are my jam. Cameron, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can send you something as a little get well soon present. Alicia says, wait, River Lumineth? I mean, there must be, right? We've had the wind, and we've had the earth, or the rocks. They're a little bit confusing to me, the Lumineth. I really ought to just get my head around it. Now, mate, you have eased me into my midlife crisis nicely. You earned it. And you can pronounce my surname. Oh, thank you, Gordon. It's very kind of you. But it's not a midlife crisis. Warhammer's for life. It's an identity of mine. What good AOS book has Flesh Eater Courts in it? It's a little confusing because I don't think they're often very well represented in books. I'll see if I can figure one out for you though. Can you believe that Zero was almost 24 years ago? What do you mean? Also, hello, laminated pigeon. Joining in with Tale of Many Warhipsters has been a great way to keep motivation / interest up too. Tale of Many Warhipsters is fantastic for it. Even just watching it, it's fun to be complimentary. I really hope for the Malarian faction for AOS 4. I'm with you, Murphs. I'm with you on that. But it will be full IRL or an Underworld's Warband. Yeah, I mean, probably. Ghoul Slayer has a POV ghoul, I believe. Oh, there you go. I would suspect as well that the next Dawnbringers book will have Flesh Eaters in. Because it's not far away now, I don't think. Wind, Mountain, River, and Zytrek temples. Oh, I see. Right, okay. Do you recommend varnishing your contrast paint minis? If so, what would you recommend? No, I don't have access to an airbrush. I don't know if I would recommend it, purely based on the fact that I don't do it, but I know a lot of people do varnish. I think with varnishing, there are some really good, quite expensive ones. I think Windsor and Newton or someone like that does a really good one. It's like a satin black or something. I can't remember what it's called. Munitorum varnish, I am told, is very good. Or is it called Storm Shield? Storm... Can't remember what the Citadel one is called. The reason I don't do it is because I've had poor experiences with the old Purity Seal, and therefore I have a phobia of doing it. You genuinely don't need to do it if you're not going to be like holding the models and doing this, I always find. But getting a good spray can and giving it a really, really thorough shake is really important. I am told that I think olive oil or something can sort out if it messes up, but people in the chat will know more than I do about varnishing. Shadow Elves, yeah, I'm very excited for it. Olguneth, or whatever we're going to call them. 2024 brings me a friend starting a D&D campaign. I am about to be swallowed up by the deepest pits of hell. I'm very excited. D&D, man. Mr. Gwatkin, are you still here? We need to kick that off this year. We need to do it. It has to be done. Dave has been a member for 24 months. Happy 2nd anniversary, Josh. Dave, 2 years with you, and it's flown by. We should consider getting, we should consider having children. 2 years. 2 years, Dave. That's incredible, man. You're such a great guy. I've met Dave in person with his wonderful Stormcast army. We met at Warhammer Fest, which I hope they do this year, so I can meet more of you. Did you cook anything special for Christmas this year? No, I didn't. My mum and dad did. And Alice just made a wonderful spaghetti and meatballs, and it was beautiful, and we really enjoyed it. Actually, I made a chicken biryani I think last week. It wasn't that special. I've been doing some stuff for friends to paint something I have never painted before, like Tyranids and Blood Angels, so I found that just painting something else boosted my painting morale. Yeah, no, I mean, that is another great great piece of advice for getting that inspiration back for painting. It's just varying what you're doing. Because sometimes army painting can be soul destroying. So just having some extra things on the sides, here and there, to just distract you from the main thing, I find that can also be a really good help for kind of finding that inspiration. Who's to say you haven't got children? Children would be born with beards. They simply spring out of holes in the ground. I am still here. We'll have to see if I have some free time in the new year. Alternatively, happy for someone else to DM. No, Mr. Gwatkin. You will make time for me. I cooked a leg of lamb on the smoker with pesto and pistachios. Came out amazing. Oh, that sounds beautiful. What did you get hobby-related for Christmas? On Christmas Day? Nothing, Daniel. It's very sad. Sag. Not very much. As I said, Adam and Rich and I often exchange gifts. So if you've watched the Hammers of Sigmar video that I think Lazar Hrebeljanovic, I hope I've said that right, your Hammers of Sigmar are the best, may have seen. So I painted Gavriel Shawheart for him, for Adam. And I have painted Voldus, whose video hasn't come out yet. That's for Rich. And in return, I have a War Mumak of Harrod and Nagash from them. But I generally don't ask my family for Warhammer because they don't buy it. They'll just be like, nope. You can have some pants instead. Games Workshop haven't given me anything for a couple of weeks now, FQ. It's been quite quiet on that front. What was the last thing we did? Flesh Eater Army Courts, I think. Flesh Eater Army Courts? Flesh Eater Courts Army Set. And there's 2 more videos of that yet to come. What did everybody else get for Christmas? Tell me what you got for Christmas. I said it right. Gets in. I got a box of Blade Guard from my girlfriend, and the Honoured of the Chapter box from my parents, but that is out of stock and yet to arrive. Excited to add to the Blood Angels reinforcements. Nice. Do you think every old world faction will get their own launch box? That way it would be less an edition launch and more an army launch. I think so, the local Baron. I could see it. I could see all, was it 8 or 9? 8 or 9 factions. I think I could see all of them getting an army box, which will contain a nice grouping of some of old stuff, and then like 1, maybe 2 new things in there. I wouldn't. I would suspect. I would suspect that you're less likely to see like rule books and stuff end up in every box. But you'll probably get army books and things. I think it'll probably move towards that. Lots of bolt action tanks. I got a $100 tattoo certificate. That's sick. I had to replace an alternator in my car, so I guess that counts as having a Christmas gift. Oh, man. That's not a fun gift, though. I mean, it's necessary, though, so I guess it is. Buy myself this Flesh Eater Quartz Army set and an old FEC starter set for only €56. That's good. I've got one of those as well. So I've got a Terrorgeist to do. I need to do Crypt Horrors and Flayers as well. You know. Are there reveals today? I don't know. There might have been. Let's see if there are. No, they're just talking... Well, yeah, there was a video earlier today. A first peek at things to come. There's some very cool-looking shadows. Maybe it's a hint. Hi, Renee. Wife gifted me the Cities of Sigmar Army box. She knows I'm a freak for Warhammer AOS. Got a bunch of GW vouchers. Clearly my family's enabling my addiction. I was gutted to see most of the Forge World MESBG stuff was out of stock. Oh, is it? Oh, that's a shame. 50 Mordor orcs to paint. Please do the Terrorgeist or whatever it's called. We want to see big dragons. I'm sure we could figure that out. The Black Powders Buccaneers. That sounds sort of... That's cool. Local Baron got money and vodka. What more could you ask for? Sister got me armigers. No idea how she knew I was looking into getting some. That's some prescience right there. That's a good sister. If we do a playthrough of the Baldur's Gate 3 together, does that count as Warhipster D&D? It sort of does. But also not really at the same time. I guess it is technically D&D. We'll just have to mod it. I wonder if anyone's done that yet. Fully modded the game. Please do the Terrorgeist or whatever it's called. We want to see big dragons. Yeah. Nothing sadly, however, I have 50... Oh, we've already said that. But yes, 50 Mordor orcs to paint. Yeah, see, I'm in the process of figuring out what I need to do. So, like, I'm now only missing Gamling for the heroes for my Riders of Rohan army. So I built, before we came away, actually, for Christmas, I built Eowyn and Merry. Or Dernhelm. Good evening, Peter. Welcome back to the desk. It's like I never left. What you guys haven't seen is before I went away on Saturday, before we went to my folks' house, is I tried to completely redesign my office. And it turns out my calculations were off by 10 centimeters. So, because I was off by 10 centimeters, it meant I had to put the entire thing back exactly as it was. I mean, there's been a few cosmetic changes and things like that. So, for example, I've got a whole there's a whole extra bit of storage just here, as you can see, this large white void just there. So that's new. But what I need to do is I need to get another little holding arm so I can run it off of this light arm here to film the palette for palette cam. Don't worry, that's still a plan. That's still a plan to happen this next year. Will you do a Vermin Lord in some time? Raphael, that is something that we can certainly look at. If Skaven, however, are indeed going to be the next AOS 4 main antagonistic faction in the main box. I won't do any old Skaven models between now and finding out whether that's going to be a thing, because I don't want to paint a Vermin Lord and then them announce a brand new Vermin Lord, because I've been burned by that a couple of times now. I don't want to do it. I don't want to keep doing it. It's really annoying. Boss Hoff, hi. I'm quite impressed by the different jumper every time. Am I in a different jumper? I'm sure I've worn this one on stream before. Seeing that you paint with contrast a lot, do you have a paint shaker? I'm killing myself here shaking Apothecary White. No, I don't. I wanted a Vortex mixer for Christmas, but I didn't get one. I did ask for it. That was one I did ask for. I wanted to buy I mean, I might just buy one when I get paid. See what I've got in the way of money. Alternatively, some of you could become members. I've played both, Jacob, and I really enjoy them. They are way more fun with friends, though, and I've mostly played them on my own. And I much prefer playing them with other people. But like I said, I mostly played them by myself, which is a bit boring. But I played them both. They're good. They're good fun. Good fun for all the family. Check out Vivor. Vivor? I bought one from them that costs about 46 euros. Let me have a look now. Vivor. Who are Vivor and what do they do? Tools. Mixer. No, I don't want to sign in. Interesting. Hello, Nevi. Lovely to hear your voice. Sorry I've been a while before, but I've remembered. Thanks, buddy. Welcome back. You're always welcome, no matter how long you are here for or how long you stay away for. You're always here and you're always my friend. Oh, you posted a link for me, Kel. Let me have a look. The Gundalf says, "Hey bud, your videos are amazing. Is there any chance of seeing older Middle-earth figure painting guides?" Sorry if this has already been asked. What kind of thing are you after, the Gundalf? That's a great name, by the way. I see they are sold out now. I see your mixer is sold out. Oh bother. Is Warhammer expensive? It certainly can be. Will GW be sending the new Kill Team box your way? Which one's that? The Striking Scorpions and Scouts one? I guess you will paint Belial at some point next year. Yeah, if they send it to me, I absolutely will. Hi Josh and chatters. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hello TN Trash. Merry Christmas to you too. Lovely to see you. Do you do painting commissions? I do very occasionally hooded plays. I'm trying to not do it very much though, because YouTube is my main focus. And most of the time, most of the time, what was I saying? Yes, most of the time, people often want a commission of something I've already done. So if it's something I've already done, I can't film it again. So then it means that doing commissions takes away from everybody else getting videos, and I try not to. I don't really want to do that because I can't paint commissions and paint videos at the same time. That said, if somebody gets in touch with me and says, I want something you've never done before and we can make a bunch of videos out of it, then it's entirely plausible that I can do it. It's a case of if I have time, which I very rarely do. Don't have very much time at all. Hi, how can we deal with Old World this price so huge? We don't know what the price for Old World is, do we? I swear Josh is like a silly wise druid who projects magical visions into our eyes to inform us on the adventure to come. What the hell is happening next year? Oh, if only I could see further into the future. I would be able to tell you. I like Tamiya and Italeri kits. Oh, what, like the Gundam stuff? I don't think they have announced the pricing as far as I know. And anything that's out there in a rumour mill is just rumours at this point. Have those prices been announced? Something like Balrog or even like the new Elrond or Theoden. It just so happens, Gandalf. How's that? Or... Theoden? Or... Gandalf the White? Or... I hope they run a Norska or an Ind set. Yeah, like I said, I think they will. I think there will be some stuff. That Gandalf was very white. Yeah, don't worry, he won't continue to be white. He shall be brought down just a peg or two. Your favourite army? Many of them. Stormcast Eternals. Love them. Blood Angels. Love them too. Slaves to Darkness. Love them a lot. Sylvaneth. They're a highlight of mine. Who else? Rohan. Is Fulgrim on your to-do list next month? He is indeed, Philip. He's over there somewhere in the pile. He's built. He's fully built. I just ran out of time to do it this year. Have you ever designed a custom successor chapter, or are you 100% Blood Angels loyal? I'm 100% Blood Angels loyal. Yes, that new box with them El Diary people in green. Yeah, I have it. I have it, Matt. As to whether or not I'm going to do it with any kind of urgency, I don't know. Because I've already done Striking Scorpions as a video, and I didn't think the Scouts would be a particularly interesting video. So I was just like, do you know what? I need some time off. I needed a couple of weeks just to relax. So I just elected not to bust a gut trying to get it done. I'm glad you're enjoying the music, guys. Varric seems to think Blood Angels are on the horizon. Well, maybe they will be. We shall find out. We've got to get through Dark Angels first, though. Let's get through them first, and then we'll see what the Blood Angels have in store for us. Dark Angels is looking pretty good. I had like 30 to 40 ads on your Dark Angels Combat Patrol Part 1. Every time I open Chrome again, there is an ad. That's annoying, Renee. Let me see if I can... Let me check the ad settings on it. It might be going a bit crazy. See if I can sort that out for you. Dark Angel. No, not Angles. Part 1. Monetization. That's odd. Okay, let me just click some buttons. Cool. Hopefully that will sort it. I've removed... It put in a couple of extra breaks, which it shouldn't have done. I've taken some out. I've taken some out. Normally I let it put one in because you know man's gonna make some money. On that one, it would put 3 in, so I've just removed the 2 of them. Hopefully that, fingers crossed, that sorts it out for you. I want a monster-sized Sanguinor this year alongside some new Sanguinary Guard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm into that. Do we need them, though? The thing I worry about with the Blood Angels release is that we'll get a Death Company Assault Intercessors. Oh God, Death Company Assault Intercessors with jump packs kit, which will just be paint them black and here's some shoulder pads. And I worry about that because it will mean that conceivably the old jump pack kit will then become a these are now all completely illegal loadouts. So you then end up with Death Company that are just chainsword and bolt pistol wielding nutcases, which is fine, I guess, but it means that you won't be using them at all, ever, other than just for fun. What is this song? The song currently playing is called Riot Pulse by Deaf Election. It's going to be 4th edition in the summer for AOS. Yes, 100%. We are definitely climbing towards that being 100% accurate. Did you see the little watcher in the upgrade sets for the Dark Angels? I did. It's a cool little guy. Hey, Thanagor. How are you? Yeah, 40k is as 40k does, you know. 10th edition is yet to impress me, I think, is my opinion on it. I'm 100% willing to be impressed and engaged, but at the moment I'm just not. AOS is just like sitting there going, "Sup." 92 watching, 6 likes, folks. Yeah, we're 3 likes away, actually, from the magic number. We're also 117 members away from our next membership goal. If you'd like to help me get there, that would be a New Year's Christmas present. Dread to think how busy you'll be with Old World and the rest of FEC coming out early next year. I mean, you know, we'll find out how busy I'll end up being once Games Workshop starts sending me some emails. Loving painting the new FEC models. Really need to get my hands on Usharan ASAP. You and me both, Toad. The worst day of the week to be working late. Finally home and on the stream. Oh, Wednesday's never a good day to work late. But don't worry, Marley. We'll be around for a little bit so you can hang out. You can chat. You can tell me what you're excited for in 2024. I've been liking 10th Day. Just haven't been bothered to put in the work to learn everyone's new rules. Yeah, no, I just don't like it at all. I don't like this rule set. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't. It's not so much the rule set. This one. I don't like the new rule set, to be clear. But I just don't like any of the models really that have been coming out for 40k. It's all just more of the same. I haven't seen anything that's been like, that's new and exciting and awesome. I'm yet to see something. Actually, do you know what came close? The Dark Angels companion bodyguard guys. They're sick. They're new. They're not a redesign of an old kit, which is great. Is it the rule set or your opponents? What I don't like about this version of 40k as a Blood Angels player is the fact that they've bumped everybody's armor. They've bumped the toughness values up to like 12, which means I can't, as a Blood Angels player, I can't deal with my foes in the way that I want to deal with them, which is close combat. I'm just shooting myself in the foot by doing that. So I have to play my Blood Angels as Red Ultramarines. So it's like, bleh. Everything in AOS is new. Exactly, Vicious Goose. Edward is gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much, Edward. You're a hero. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you too. I'm cautiously optimistic on the new Kroot. Michael, right, so if there's new Kroot, and if there is a new Kroot section for Tau, and it's, you know, there's some really cool new, like, almost like big Krooty monsters, and like there's redesigned, well no, in fact I don't want redesigns. What I want is I want new Kroot. I want new Kroot models that we've not seen before. Like a Kroot Beast and a Kroot Gargant, and you know, just like these big models, or even small models. I just want new Kroot. What I don't want is redesign Kroot, redesign Krootox, redesign Kroot Hounds. Are you kidding? Stop redesigning things and give me new things. That is what is irritating me at the moment. Is it's give me new stuff, design new stuff that makes me go, not, I mean, cool. And like I said, those new Dark Angels two-handed sword guys, I'm like, yeah, I'm there for it. That's cool. The new Belial is fine. The new Asmodai is fine. The new Deathwing Terminators are fine. Hey, but guess what? They're redesigns. Can you not power fist the tank? Not easily anymore, TN trash. You're wounding it pretty much on 5s consistently. Kroot with stilts. Hey, Mike, I'm here for Kroot on stilts. That's fine. Like, is the Sidonian Scatros the best model ever made? No. Is it something new? Yes. Marley, you've hit the nail on the head right there. The Oracan model and the Imatech model, they're really nice redesigns. They're redesigns though. The new Terminators, they're fine. Redesigns. Stern Guard, redesigns. Terminator Captain, redesign. Terminator Librarian, redesign. Terminator Chaplain, redesign. Reaver Lieutenant, another Reaver Lieutenant. We've already had 2 of those. Apothecary Biologus. It's another Apothecary. The Infernus Squad. There is nothing about them that makes them a heavy flamer team. They're just intercessors with flamers, so they're a redesign. Tyranids are the same. Screamer Killer is a redesign. Winged Tyranid Prime is a weird redesign because it's missing something. Hormagaunts redesign, very lovely. Termagants redesign. Gene Stealer redesign. Ripper Swarms redesign. Biovore redesign. Lictor redesign. Death Leaper redesign. Neuro Lictor new. That's cool. Neuro Tyrant new. That's cool. Barb Gaunts, yeah, they're alright. Neuro Gaunts, they're alright. Von Ryan's Leapers, they're really cool. The Norn Emissary feels to me like a redesigned Hive Tyrant that's bigger, but they didn't think they needed to get rid of the Hive Tyrant model, so they just made the Norn Emissary instead. But it's just another bipedal alien monster. It's not particularly exciting, other than the fact that it's big, but it just looks like a new Hive Tyrant. Yeah. Striking Scorpions, redesign. Scouts, redesign. Imhotech, redesign. Orican, redesign. Sidonian Scatros, new. Overlord with Translocation Shroud, new. Whereas if you look at the Iron Jaws release that just happened, Zogrok, he's new. The Ardboy Big Boss, the Ardboy Big Boy, I think that's what it's called. He's new. The Ardboys are a redesign. But the Ragers / Wreckers, they're new. The Moor Grunter, that's new. Any new model you would like to see of yourself, perhaps for Blood Angels or in general? I would like the mutants that are locked in the Tower of Amareo, or whatever it's called, on Baal. That's what I would like. Or I would like some, like, just super chonky, heavy Primaris boys in Gravis armor with gigantic siege shields and seismic hammers. I don't want redesigned Sanguinary Guard. I don't want redesigned Death Company. I don't want a redesigned Astarath the Grim. I don't want a redesigned Lamates. Maybe a redesigned Dreadnought Librarian. That could be fun. There's a lot of redesigning. That's what happens when your entire budget is dedicated to a bunch of boring super soldiers. I suspect the Grey Tide. Based on the evidence I've seen before my eyes so far with 40k, that is pretty much what it's going to be for the next 3 years of the edition. Because the rules themselves are, hey, we've redesigned the rules. We've taken the things, hey, remember the things you used to like about this? Hey, we're doing that again. And I feel like I feel like that's the same thing for the models, which 40k was inevitably always going to end up doing unless they completely dramatically change things, and they do that by changing the story, which they don't do. They just redraw the lines. That would be sick, the Eternal Crusader. Hey, Abdul. Really, just for me, I would like to see... The thing I really, really want to see... the thing I really, really want to see... A Celestant Prime. A new Celestant Prime that is leagues ahead better than the other one. And I know I'm talking about redesigns, and that's how I don't like that. I would like to see the Celestant Prime completely rebuilt from the ground up, because he looks a bit silly now when you compare him to the rest of how cool their models can be with the Stormcast Eternals. What I would really like to see is Malarion, though. I'd really love to see a Malarion model. Yeah, all I can think of is stuff that I want to see is Age of Sigmar. I can't think of anything in 40k that I'm like, ooh, I would love to see a redesigned... No, I don't want to see it. Do you think they're piling their money into the entertainment side, so the TV and movies, etc.? No, I don't. I genuinely don't. I don't think there's... I think... If I had to be honest, I think... I think this is actually what Reddit asked for. So it's what is going to inevitably happen. You know, I think the internet has been like, we want to see this, and they've gone, yeah, okay, let's do it. Any rule you would like to see added to Blood Angels to give you that Blood Angel feel? Perhaps melee units healing from inflicting damage. That's pretty unique. Yeah, I mean, that would be fine. I'd like to just be able to play them as Blood Angels, not red Ultramarines. Anything cool in AOS you are looking forward to, or any cool projects planned that you can talk about? I could talk about all my projects. You know, I want to, you know, I want to this year. I want to do my Soulblight Gravelords. I want to do my Flesh Eater Courts. I want to finish off the 2 other Storm hosts that I've got left to do. You know, there's quite a few things. I'd like to just finish armies really this year. There's some that I'm very close to finishing. I need to buy a box of Steel Helms. And then in order to finish off the Cities of Sigmar that I've got, 2,000 point army, I need to paint 16 Steel Helms and 6 Fusiliers. And then I'll be done. Which would be nice, wouldn't it? And hopefully I can carve out the time to do that. Flesh Eater Courts is a little bit different. I need to get hold of 10 ghouls somehow. Because I've got to start collecting, which has 10 ghouls in it. But the ghouls carry in units of 20 now. So I need to procure 10 ghouls. Oh, and then a Boron Archery. And then I need Usharan as well. But otherwise, I've got basically a Flesh Eater Courts army in stock. Become a member today and I can buy a box of Steel Helms. Other things I would really like to do this year is I would like to finish off some 1,000 point collections of MESBG. Not far away on Gondor. Rohan is another thing. that I want to finish off, and I need to do an evil one as well. So Mordor, I'm pretty close actually on Mordor, to be fair. I need to do a troll and some wargs, which I've built, and I need to get a hold of some orc commanders, because my warband has run out of space, and I'm only about 500 points into it. Because I've done the I did all the Morannon orcs from Osgiliath, and the Witch King, and of course Gothmog as well. Now I've got a Mordor troll. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that I want to do this year. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to do last year, and then I ended up not being able to do very much of it. The only army goal that I managed to complete was right at the end there, with that video I did a couple of weeks ago now, with the Stormstrike Chariot, the Vanquishers, and the Vigilors. Is that more Votan bikes primed on your shelf to do? That is the only Votan bikes. I never did them in the end. I ran out of time to do them from the army set over a year ago now. So they're one I need to finish. I need to finish them. I don't know where the points are at with Votan these days, but I do have at least... I know I've got another box of Thunderkin, and I've got another box of Hearthkin as well. So I don't know where it's at in terms of how far I need to go to finish off the Votan. But again, it's something that I would like to do. I'd like to finish off the Votan. I'd like to finish off my Tau. I'd like to finish off my Custodes. But I'm just not really that into 40k at the moment. I'm just, I'm more into Age of Sigmar. Old World, I'm exceptionally excited for. I've kept some money aside for Old World to buy a bunch of stuff. Do you have an Abhorrent Ghoul King? Only way I see to get one is eBay scalpers. The Abhorrent Ghoul King. Yes, I do. Because I've got the... I've got this one. I also have this one. But he's a Marrow Scroll Herald, he doesn't count. Trying to hit 2k for the Tau, currently at 1250/1300. I think I'm at about 800 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, that's certain. I've done a unit of Fire Warriors, Shadow Sun, obviously. What's his name? Dark Strider, and a Commander. I've done a Riptide, and an Ethereal on Hover Drone. What I need to do is paint my Storm Surge. And I need to build the crisis suits that I've got. There is so little time. Was there a model you painted in the past year that you truly were impressed by in terms of details, pose, or whichever stood out to you? I mean, I own a Scriptborn. Hard one to get for FEC is an Abhorrent Arch Regent. I did do Farsight, yeah. My sept is the Tau sept rather than the Farsight Enclaves. Maybe I will do some Farsight Enclaves to go with him. Seeing as it doesn't matter anymore. It's another thing I'm mad about 40k. It doesn't matter what colour you paint them at all. There is literally no downside to having a multicolored army. Because you just can. But to answer your question, Thanagor, there was Ionis Cryptborn, the Black Talons, they were incredible. The Mork Grunter, I really liked that one. Trug, the Troggoth King, he was really cool. Talia Vedra, outstanding model. Just beautiful model. I really liked the Slan Starmaster as well from the Seraphon, and I really, really liked the what's he called? The Saurus. It's not the Old Blood, was it? The one riding Agrodon. The one on Agrodon. Maybe it wasn't all Old Blood. Scar Veteran. Saurus Scar Veteran on thingy. On Agrodon. Are you excited for the new era at Manchester United? As long as it gets better, you know. Least favourite model from 2023? Least favourite model from 2023? What, that I've painted? I love all my models equally. Just some are more equal than others. That's a hard one. The Man on Stilts. No, I mean the Sidonian Scatros wasn't my least favourite of 2023. I'm gonna go with the Morpit. I loved how the Morpit came out. I thought it looked really good, but it was an absolute arsehole to build. There we go. I just answered Mr. Watkins' video question. The Morpit was terrible to build. I had to cut so much of it away. What about the big frog dude, Croak? He wasn't a 2023 model. That I know I painted him in 2023, but he came out in 2021. I want to say, maybe 2022. Something like that. Yeah. What was your favourite models from 2023? Everybody out there. All 92 of you watching. We've got 92 likes for 92 people watching. That's incredible. I was as well, Mr. Martian, if that helps. I was really, really scared to paint my Croak. It took me ages to wind up the courage to do it. Which is why that video came out so late. It was made me very anxious to paint. Both, Renee. The Morbeg Knights, yeah, they were good. Would be the Death Leaper if he wasn't so spindly. Neuro Tyrant. Really love the Thricefold Discord. Underworld's team. Cool new take on Slanesh, I think. Nice. Nice. Oh, can we get to 100 likes? We're 3 away, guys. I need to do the translocation overlord with translocation shroud. That's something that needs to get done. If you did D&D, what class would you play? So the couple of times I have played it, I've played a number of different classes. My most powerful character to date has been a ranger who specializes in bows. So my current, he's level, I think 14 at this point. No, he can't be level 14. Maybe 12. Just unleashes an obnoxious amount of arrows. But I've played as Baldur's Gate 3. I did my favourite playthrough actually was as a Oath of Vengeance Paladin. That was really fun. I've tried being magic users, but I rarely play as magic users in games because I prefer having a blade in my hand. I'm a big fan of games where I get to just have big shoulder pads and a two-handed sword. It's usually my jam. Cavalier Marshal and the Abhorrent Gore Warden. Ooh. I'm aware of was pre-2023, but what are your thoughts on the most recent Glorfindel sculpt? It always got me that being forward roll it wasn't an option for Model of the Year. I think that Glorfindel model is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to get my hands on it. To go with my Elrond, which I also need to paint. So... Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah. Big shoulder pads, two-handed sword, and watch the light die in your enemy's eyes. Exactly. Exactly right. Good evening, Chewy. It usually is because I like to just experience games at the most simple way that I possibly can. That's why I just generally like to be like a fighter archetype. Except my Elden Ring playthroughs, they've all been not two-handed swords, but you know, I haven't done like a massive like magic build or anything like that. It's always been up close and personal with a knife. This is time in the paint gods to finish my Kairos that's been sitting idle for over a year half done. Well, there you go, Jacob. I need to do my Kairos. And I need to do my Shalaxi Hellbane. think you were barbarian from memory in our game. I was indeed. How many models in the old world box sets are new? I think they've each got one brand new model. The rest of them are returning models. Wipe out Moog in like 20 seconds. Brr. Max int build on Elden Ring. Oh yeah, we really. What contrast would you suggest for Dankhold Troggoth / Trogboss or Mollog? Your tip for the normal Troggoth was Space Wolves Grey worked perfectly fine from last time. The Dankhold. Oh, hang on a minute. Neil has gifted 20 Warhipster memberships. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Greater Demon models are a treat to build and paint. They are indeed. I've enjoyed them every time I've done them. That puts us on 681. We're less than 100 to go to break our goal, guys. Just saying. If anybody else would like to become a member, that would be really kind of you. We have busted through 100 likes, though, which is awesome. Thank you very much. Now we shoot for 150. Dankhold Troggoth. Let me look it up. The Dankhold Troggoth. Oh, he's got a bit of a purpley hint to him, hasn't he? Do you know, I think the majority of the Dankhold Troggoth is probably actually Dreadful Visage. And then using things like Druchii Violet and maybe a bit of Drakenhof Nightshade in some places to add those different kind of textures and colours. That'd probably be how I would do that. Members goal for 2024, 1,500 easily, I reckon. I mean, that would I think that would make my heart collapse. For some reason my membership hasn't come across, but I've been charged. Damn you, YouTube. That's very strange, Nevi. Maybe you need to maybe if you refresh the page. Any chance we will get the video for the remaining accursed cultists? This guy? Yes, you will get it. I need to paint it. Captain Crunch. I need to paint them. We gotta reach 777 would be the most memberships I've ever had. So I like to hit. I mean, you know, 1,500 I think would be incredible. I've been trying to figure out what my goal for subscribers this year is going to be. I hope you do get 1,500 members, but I'd be prepared for a dip when gifted members expire. Hate to be a downer. No, you're right, Yamail. It does happen. It does happen. I ordered the red grass painting handle. I don't like the Citadel Mark II. Too thin at the top. I'm with you on that one. I don't like it. I have one. I don't see why they did this to this. This is brilliant. Don't know why they did this. This is just strange. It's just annoying. It's not ergonomic. That one is. When do you think the 100k will be? So, I think 100k subscribers will happen this time 2026. Christmas 2026. I think we could possibly shoot for 69,000, Cameron. We'd have to find 15,000 people to join the Church of Contrast Paint. Is what we'd have to get to. So, if we do manage to find that, that would be lovely. But I think, well, I suspect it'll be 2026. No, 2024. Yeah. 2026, I think, will be when we get that 100,000. My videos don't generally tend to go viral. Thierry, thank you very much for becoming a member. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, if you've got a membership today and it's your first time getting a membership, do make sure to join the Discord. I'm also looking forward to a Torments vid. Merry Christmas, by the way. Yes, John. I know lots of people want it, so it is on my radar to get it done as quickly as I possibly can. I've just got to find the time. You like the Mark II handle? Oh, I'm glad you do, Ricky. Let me know if you want this one. I'll swap you this one for a Mark II. Peter's gifted 10 memberships, like an absolute boss. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. I would love to see you contrast paint a Nighthawk black coach. I would love to do one for you, Chris. Problem is, what we have to do is we have to... and you can help me on this one, Chris, although don't be weird. We have to convince Alice that she wants a black coach. And that she wants me to paint her a black coach. And then I'll do it. Because otherwise, I'll just have a black coach. I suppose I could paint one for someone else. I suppose I could paint one for you, Chris. But we'll have to wait and see. Because Alice has a Nighthawk army, and I think what it needs is a black coach, but she really doesn't like the model. You know, it's her loss, right? Because it is a lovely model. I mean, we've seen a Nighthawk model get previewed. Well, that we assume is a Nighthawk model, in the shadowy video. So maybe I can get one done around then. Maybe the shadowy Nighthawk model is part of an early Nighthawk Codex battle tome that will come out this year for AOS 4. Maybe Nighthaunt will be right at the beginning. Alice said she likes my black coat, so she's lying. Actually, she maybe is just lying to me. Maybe it's just one of those things that maybe we'll just she doesn't want to paint it herself, and she doesn't want me to do it. 100k in 3 years. It took 3 years to get to 50. So it stands to reason that it'll take 3 years to get to 100, you know. I'd prefer it if 100k happened this year. So if all 54,053 people who subscribe to the channel, if they all told at least one of their friends to subscribe to the channel, we would be at 100k this year. Which character do you predict Henry Cavill will end up portraying in the upcoming show? An Inquisitor, a Primarch, a Custodian? Adam's here. Hey, Adam. I know we've been through this before, Mr. Sawicki, but I cannot remember how to pronounce your name. I am going to look it up, though. I'm not going to make you tell me, so I can say your name. Pronounce. Mathieu. I think we've been through it before, though. But hello, Thierry has asked. Oh, and Matt. Oh, sorry. Before we get to you, Thierry. Not Thierry. Thanagor. Sorry. I just subscribed. Don't worry too much about subscribers. It will come one day. Poor Hammer video shout out brought me to you. Success will come, my charming dude. Well, they were very kind, Poor Hammer, and thank you very much for coming, Max. It's awesome. I'm glad to have you here. When the Poor Hammer video came out, I was looking at my subscribers and I refreshed, and then it was like, I've just gained 50. What's happened? Maybe it's a YouTube bug. I came back to it later that day and I was like, something else has happened. You know. When's the submission deadline for Tales this month, bud? Just getting ahead on this cold, so getting some painting time tomorrow/Friday. Yay. So, submission is... Let me look it up. Well, technically, the 31st. However, I'll put a notice in the Discord because the stream is scheduled for... not the 3rd, but the 10th of January for Tales. So let me just bump over to one of my. Let me just look it up. Tale of Many Warhipsters. It's just quicker for me to do it that way. Episode 5. Boom. Right. Yes. 10th of January. 10th of January is the stream. So really, the deadline is the 8th of January. But I'll put, in fact, I'm going to drop it now in Discord. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to drop in here. I'm live right now, and I'm stating for all involved that the deadline for Tales is the, what did I say? 8th of January, because the stream is scheduled for the 10th. There we go. That way I don't forget. Uh, oh, the music's gone quiet. Hold on. What music do you want? Bearing in mind, it has to be. It can't be good music. Let's just throw something random on. Let's go into here, instrumentals, and let's just put on that one. Not that one, because it's silence for 2 minutes. There we go. There. Yeah, 8th of Jan. So back to the question of Henry Cavill will end up portraying in the upcoming show. I have a sinking feeling that they're going to balls it up and they're going to do a like a CGI nightmare with a bunch of Space Marines. Or they're going to do, like, adapt a novel, but they're going to sort of adapt a novel with some changes, which will make everybody mad. Which means the Warhammer community will review bomb it. And then they'll be like, why are they not making more? Because you all rejected it. What I want them to do is I want them to draw inspiration from all of the source material they have at their disposal to write a original story with original characters that maybe someone you recognize turns up in, rather than basing it off of anything in particular. That is what I would like them to do. I'd like it to be a small, quiet story set against the backdrop of the larger universe. I would like those really recognizable pieces of IP, like a Space Marine appearing, to be one turns up at one point, probably towards the end, either as a bad guy or a good guy, and either saves the day or absolutely wrecks face. One of the two, to give you the impression of how darned powerful these individuals are. Because if you start with Space Marines, they're your baseline in your TV show. In order to create tension, you have to kill them. In order to kill a Space Marine, as it's been shown in the lore, it's supposed to be quite difficult to do that. So if it's supposed to be quite difficult to kill a Space Marine, then you have to have something that's like pretty powerful to kill them. If you have something that's pretty powerful to kill them, it's going to be completely unbelievable that anything else could survive on screen. So, yeah, what I want is I want a really good story set in the Warhammer 40k universe. I don't want to see Eisenhorn. I don't want to see Gaunt's ghosts. I don't want to see any Horus Heresy. I don't want Horus Heresy to be even mentioned. I want it to take its first tentative steps forwards and just be very careful and slowly bring in how the universe works. And I think, honestly, it would be better for it. I think I could write a decent script. Not a good script. I think I could write a decent treatment. Let me just say that. Give me enough time, I think I could do it. The problem is I don't think they will. I think a lot of people want the Horus Heresy on screen, and the Horus Heresy is a terrible place to start. It's not a good place to start. The problem is to make it identifiable, to make it identifiable for people to enjoy. We have to experience the universe of Warhammer 40,000 through the eyes of somebody who doesn't understand how the universe works. So putting it through the eyes of an Inquisitor, of a Space Marine, of a Custodian, they already know the way the world works. So, like, the reason Harry Potter as a story works is because Harry doesn't know anything about the wizarding world, so you learn about the wizarding world through Harry Potter's eyes. The reason the original Star Wars trilogy worked is you don't know anything about the Jedi and the Galactic War and all this kind of thing. You find out about it through Luke's eyes as he's introduced to everything that's going on, this, that, and the other. So you have to have this everyman character. Now, if you make the main character an Inquisitor, they already have all the answers. So if you have an Inquisitor going, for those of us who don't understand what you're talking about, and for those of you at home who don't understand what you're talking about, let's do some exposition dump. And everyone will just be like, this is rubbish. So I think what you're better off doing is you're better off seeing the world through, I don't know, a fact, like just setting it in a hive world, and you follow along with some factory workers initially. And you slowly build up the levels of how wide the galaxy is. You start too wide, you can't come narrow. Whereas you start with a narrow field of view and open up, you can introduce the levels of complexity. Because where Warhammer novels, I think, 40k novels, not AOS novels, but where 40k novels get it wrong, is they have absolutely no concept of scale whatsoever. And it's wildly inconsistent all the time what things mean. So when you... The Fall of Cadia novel is a great example of it. There's something like a formation of like 1,000 basilisks or something. It's something like that. Which contains enough firepower to just... Nothing can survive that, so how do they lose? You have a section where Pask just rides past with a squadron of... what are they called? The tanks with the... Not the Baneblade, but the other one. Shadow Swords. Pask just rolls past with some Shadow Swords and annihilates a Chaos Warlord Titan. As if it's nothing. There's no build up to it. He just does it. And he's just like, what-ho? Off we go. And you go, so how do they lose? Lehman Russ. No. It's a Shadow Sword he's driving. Yeah, exactly, Yamel. That's how you do it. Yeah, Max, that's how Fallout works. That is how Fallout works. That's why those Fallout games used to work. It's how the Elder Scrolls games worked as well. You live a sheltered life away from everything. And then you step out into the universe where things are explained to you. Whereas if you're already a part of that world, when people stop to tell you stuff that you already know, it drags. Well, exactly, Adam. I guarantee you, if they go, we're doing a show based on the world of Warhammer 40,000, and we're going to open it with Horus Rising. You will all hate it. I guarantee you. And we'll be back here in 3 years' time, and everyone will be going, it's an absolute failure, and I'll be like, just want to say thank you for helping me relax so many times while watching your videos. Also, any tips on painting a Night Lord's Demon Prince's skin or a Night Lord's skin in general? yeah, you want it to be quite pale for Night Lord, so you can go for things like you could go for Dreadful Visage if you want a slightly purpley tint to it. You could even go almost full vampire and use Soulblight Grey, Soulblight Grey for the skin. If you want to go really detailed with it, you could do something like Agrax Earthshade, and then layer it up to Pallid Witch Flesh. That could work. Probably how I'd do it. You want it to be quite pale. No tan. Good evening, Dan Buster. Tidus. Yeah, it's a great example, Max. A great example. It's a great example. Tidus is great. That is a really good example, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, you want exposition to be natural. What you don't want it to be is just a full dump of narrative every 5 seconds to explain to people what the hell's going on. Like having 2 Space Marines discuss the process of becoming a Space Marine so that the people at home understand what that is the stupidest conversation you could put on screen. Of course, brother, you remember when it was that we went through the first operation for one of the 20 organs that we received? Why, yes, indeed. And you remember the second one, what it does? It's the one that gives us the ability to do this. Indeed, brother, this one is the one that gives us the ability to lift things really heavily. You'd be like, what the hell am I watching? Whereas if you just make a show that's like, welcome to Warhammer, everything's terrible. And people at home will just be like, I have no idea what's going on. So, like, who are they making the show for? They're not making the show for me. They're not making the show for all of you. They're making the show for Amazon customers. And that's who they need to make it for. Whilst also not betraying the original tenets of Warhammer 40k. You know, people need to die in it. But, like, you know, and there has to be some genuinely creepy moments. There has to be some horror elements to it. It can't be, you can't create this show where people are like, hey, yeah, that seems like a really cool universe to live in. But you can create moments of hope, which will annoy people who are fans of the show, because they're like, no, everyone should be massacred all of the time. There's no way anyone could survive that. And you'll be like, yeah, but I don't really want to watch 12 episodes of depression. It's going to be a really tough show to write. It is. It's going to be really difficult, and I don't envy the person who has to try and write this show, because there's no way they can write a successful show that appeals to Warhammer fans, and there's no way they can write a Warhammer show that appeals to casual content viewers. What's your hopes and wants for AOS in 2024? Everything, a little bit of everything, all of the time. We now turn to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. To be true to the hobby, most characters should be black and white with some in colour, and then most of them are just grey. will always have the picture in mind of the Guardsmen versus Plague Zombies and Death Guard from the Dark Imperium book. Yeah? Yeah? What, on Io? No. Ajax. Ajax makes sense. That would be a good story to do. Like I say, it's really tough. The most recognisable thing about 40k is Space Marines. But do you want to do a show about Space Marines? Because it's going to look like that Warcraft movie. And that Warcraft movie isn't great. The Warcraft movie's problem is it tries to do too many of the main Warcraft story beats from like the main plot points of Warcraft, World of Warcraft as we know it. And it sucks. I don't like it. Some people might have really liked it. I didn't like it. Doesn't look good, and it's not told very well. Because it does that thing that Star Wars keeps doing, where it goes, here is a character you should all care about. And the people who like Warcraft are going, mm-hmm. And the people who don't know anything about World of Warcraft are like, who is this person? Why are they important? And then they just move on. So, you know. Am I excited for what it could be? Yes. That is the Warcraft movie was balls. There you go, Adam. You know it. I obviously played a lot of World of Warcraft, and I thought the movie was balls. I haven't watched Rebel Moon, and I refuse to. It's really tough to speculate about, you know. They've only just signed the damn contracts, you know, before it was just a, you know, a pre-agreement. Now it's like now it's actually happening. But then again, these things can also still not happen even though they've agreed. The S word. It is what Star Wars does. Is Star Wars goes, hey, look at this character. And you go, uh-huh. Who are they? Watch 6 seasons of a cartoon to find out why they're so important. I'm good, thanks. You are right of fans versus casual. Just watched a bit of Halo, hated by fans, but I don't know the world, so it was a reasonable pew-pew space thing so far. Exactly, friend. Halo is a great... There are lots of examples of why doing a thing that you've already had is not a good idea. And, like, let's be real, guys. This is Warhammer 40,000. With Warhammer 40,000 fans. If you cast... if you do Eisenhorn... let's say, and they cast an actor who's blonde to play Eisenhorn, people will write off the show. He's not blonde. Remember this. They can make Space Marines work with Iron Man level CGI. They could. Do you want to watch that? Do you want to watch Iron Man on screen for the entire... for 10 episodes? For 10 hours? Because that's a lot. That's a lot of CGI to sit and watch. And it will be ropey in places. I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. There are lots of examples. Stallone took his helmet off, killed the film for any fans of Dread. Exactly, Gordon. You're spot on. That's not what Judge Dredd looks like. How do you know? He's worn a helmet. It's why people hate the Halo show, because Master Chief took his helmet off. I didn't know they'd done that. I found out the other day, and I was like, what have they done that for? That's going to be stupid. So, you know, it's really tough. I don't envy them making this show. Because let's face it, we're all going to hate it. The problem with the second Dread film is it came out at the same time as The Raid. And The Raid is just an infinitely better film. There's not that the Dread film is bad. The Dread film is really good. But it comes out at a very similar time to The Raid. And The Raid is, you know, we've got an apartment building. There's many floors that we have to fight our way through. And it's like The Raid is just... and then you have the Dread film. It'll be something that introduces the world to a wider audience. Most people don't know the first thing about 40k, and for a show to be profitable, it can't just rely on the current 40k fan base. Exactly. I think it'd be cool to see like a band of Astra Militarum boys going out trying to investigate an SOS or something and maybe discover a Primarch. Then you get introduced to the Space Marines. Yeah, I mean, it could possibly work. A comedy sitcom of Gaz and Yarek's friendship. Yarek could be casted as Danny DeVito and would be peak. Hey Nurgle Nerd, how you doing? Master Cheeks. I didn't know they'd done that either. I haven't watched the show. Hello, Beardhammer Wargaming. Good evening, Reza. I was being very nice about both you and Adam earlier. Because you're both very nice people. But I have to settle on Misthaven as a St. Ives local. Nice. It's a good choice, Nurgle Nerd. It's a good scheme, Misthaven. I just said you look fit, Rez. I said you were both very generous, lovely people, and you got me some Warhammer. You're the only ones to get me Warhammer for this Christmas. What I would like to see is Love, Death and Robots, but made with Warhammer. Various different artistic styles and animation styles as a series, telling one grimdark story after another in all of the settings. That's what I would like. Maybe it's all. Maybe some of them are in live action. Maybe some of them aren't. That's what I would like to see. You know, there's lots you can do. Lots that would be cool. As to whether or not it will be is another story entirely. We shall find out on another exciting episode of what is Warhammer 40k going to do. You know? Adam says, "Hi, I used your Cyrene's Razors video and it helped me a lot with understanding contrast paints. Keep it up." Will do, Adam. I'm glad you used the video. I'm glad it was helpful. They were fun to paint, Cyrene's Razors. I have enjoyed doing the occasional Ideneth Deepkins. I got you Warhammers for Christmas. You did, Peter. Actually, yes. Sorry, I forgot. You did. What's on your painting desk right now? A Primaris Psyker. This guy. This one. Need to put some gold on it. And some beard. I'm currently painting those. I'm currently painting four metal miniatures from a bygone age as part of a video that is going to be about how I think nostalgia is killing 40k. Which you've already seen the preview of tonight. What has been your favourite and least favourite project of 2023? I tried to think, I think the least favourite was building the Moor Pit. And one of my favourites, one of my highlights of 2023 was Ionis Cryptborn. And you know, another thing I will say is one of my most favourite things this year has been streaming regularly every Wednesday. That's why I was streaming tonight, because I just really enjoy it. Really enjoy streaming with all of you guys. You guys have been incredibly generous this year. And the support has been unbelievable. We've gone from humble beginnings this year. We started the year crossing over the 30,000 subscriber benchmark. So nearly 25k in a year. Has been an amazing amount of subscriber growth. Just incredible. I mean, we're sat on 692 members right now, with a goal of 777. My original goal this year was 100, and you guys absolutely smashed it in the summer, and so on and so forth from then. So I think it's not Warhammer, but it technically is. My most favourite project has been the YouTube channel, really. Tale of Many Warhipster Season 2 has been incredible so far. You know, we're almost halfway with Tale of Many Warhipster Season 2, and it's just been absolutely bonkers. It's 2023 has just been absolutely magic, and the tail end of this year for Cities of Sigmar, but the tail end of this year for Age of Sigmar has been, because it's just been absolutely bonkers. You know, Flesh Eater Courts, Iron Jaws, Stormcast. Cities of Sigmar, Seraphon was also this year. It's been absolutely bonkers, How long until I see you on a chat from the painting phase? That's up to them. If they want me, they know where I am. Well, they don't know where I live. There's more people in this chat who know where I live. Yeah, when I say I think nostalgia is killing Warhammer, I mean a very specific type of nostalgia. I don't mean like I'm not coming for nostalgia at all. I'm coming for, well, we talked about it earlier. Redesigning everything. Redesigning is the problem. Werewolf 40k, thank you very much for becoming a member, you hero. Thank you. 693. I'm looking forward to painting this guy in 2024. The old Titan. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do that on New Year's Day. I think we will stream on New Year's Day. So we can all nurse your hangovers together, because I won't be hungover, because we're just going to eat party food. I'll be in a carb hangover. Do you have a post box? As in a PO box? I do not know. They're very expensive. That's one thing for me to sign up this year. If you want my address, you can send me an email and I'll send you my address. If you want my email address, you can go to therealwarhipster@gmail.com and send me an email. When your recipe calls for a shade paint, e.g. Carroburg Crimson, should I only use the new formula ones, or would an older black lid version be fine? Thank you for all the awesome tutorials. So it's tough because I don't paint the same model twice and check. I know it sounds like a snippy answer, but like, fundamentally sometimes yes and sometimes no. If we're looking to just sort of like bring the color down just a little bit, so like when I use Carroburg Crimson over, say, like to do blends and things on skin, then yeah, absolutely the old ones can work. It's just they won't be as varied in their skin, in their tones, because the old ones just apply a flat color over everything. It gives the illusion of adding a lot more shade in places, but it's not. It's the same color again. You end up having to use a lot more. Things like shading metallics, though, yeah, absolutely, you can use either. The reason I use the new shades rather than the old shades is the new shades act more like contrast paints. They're generally darker in the recesses and lighter on the panels, and then they don't always highlight. Rarely that they do, but they're just much better for that kind of thing. So it's a tricky answer, that one, because again, some shades in the old range are better than others, because some of them were reformulated a bit later on and then reformulated again for the new range. So yeah, it's you could probably do it, but you might have to do more work afterwards. But I'm not 100% clear that they would always work, because they won't work the same way, basically. Your videos have helped me tremendously. Only been into the hobby for 1 year as of December 8th. Your way of explaining is easy to follow. Thank you, Werewolf 40k. I'm glad I could help. And also, that's a great year that you've had in Warhammer. Season's greetings, young sir. Will you be doing the new Dark Angels box? If they send it to me, Stoogie, probably. I live by what would Warhipster do when I'm painting up something? What would Warhipster do? Thanks. It's been an awesome session prepping along with you on stream. Good night and prosperous new year. Good night to you, Hooded Plays. I really like the Express Colors Plus video. Will there be more from time to time? Yeah, I mean, we can certainly look at that. It just depends. It might be that we can do some more of them if they send me some army sets and there's like 20 models in the box. So like Space Marines, that Dark Angels one's a good answer, a good question. So can we do Express Colors plus Deathwing? Yeah, we could look at doing that. Do you use a contrast as a means to an end for ease of access for viewers, or is it simply your preferred method of painting? I use it because I think it's a really, really great paint style. I think there's a slightly higher learning curve to it than using base and layer paints, but once you master using contrast paint, you actually have a better experience of painting overall. And you get better looking models for less effort. Would be what I would say. It is my preferred method of painting as well. I hate painting base and layers. The worst part of my videos is always the metallics. I don't like it. What I would like is a really good Citadel metallic contrast paint, but I've seen how they work from the Army Painter, and right now the technology is not there. Do you use the same recipe for Plague Marines? Yeah, I probably would. I haven't painted a Plague Marine in a while, but I would probably use the same recipe. It's a really good recipe. It comes out really nicely. That reminds me, I've got a Typhus I need to give away. A spare plastic one. Not painted. I've been told using contrast is cheating, but it's like try painting a tank with it then. It's not cheating. I've had people say the same thing. I've had people say, oh, contrast paint is just cheating. It's like, is it? Do you use shade paints by any chance? Yeah. Well, that's cheating. What you should be doing is you should be painting your miniature in the shade colour. So if you're going to do yellow, you should be painting everything brown, and then layering up through various forms of brown to get to a top yellow. You should be doing everything non-metallic metal. You should be doing everything object source lit. And if someone says that contrast painting is cheating and then they whap out an airbrush, slap them. Exactly. You don't. Why be a. What's the point in making painting more difficult for yourself? Using large brushes is cheating. You should paint everything with a double zero. Yeah, Adam's right. I've had the same thing leveled at me before. Contrast painting is for amateurs. That's been said to me. And do you know what? When someone says to me, contrast painting is cheating, and contrast painting is for amateurs, and all these types of things, I just go, well, go on then, you do the same thing. Make it look the same way, and I'll believe you. Which sounds really arrogant, I know, but I've had that stated about me. Obviously, people don't like it when you speak to them like that. But it's all right for somebody to say that to me. But it's not all right for me to be like, well, go on then. Have you ever heard of Turnip 28? It's a really cool Napoleonic-era post-apocalyptic war game setting where the world has been mutated by semi-sentient root vegetables. No, I haven't heard of it, but it sounds amazing. That sounds like a joke you made up, but it sounds great. I can see that, Conic. We can make things as difficult or as simple as you like to make them. I would never criticize somebody for choosing to paint something in a certain way. I'll only give as good as I get if someone comes at me for my methods. You know? We shouldn't ever attack each other for the way that we implement our art. You know? That should never be how... I absolutely don't stand for that in any way, shape or form. I'm all up for critical discussion and comments and criticism and actually having an open and honest conversation about why people do the way things, sharing recipes, but outright saying to you that the way you do things is wrong is like, I think the way you do things is wrong. We can each have an opinion, you know. So 80 coats of Nuln Oil is okay. If that's what you want to do, Renee, then you can do that. Currently painting Ionis Cryptborn. Any pro tips for painting his underbelly? Yeah, there's basically two sections to it. You've got most of him, and then you've got just behind his back legs is where the tail starts. You either want to do the whole of the underbelly of the dragon first, then create a new batch of paint or whatever, depending on how you're mixing it, and then do the tail. Generally, the tail should be doable in, like, if you have a really good thin mix, if you're going to thin it, should be doing about 2 to 3 brush strokes on each side. The only thing to watch out for is if you thin your paint too much, is because the tail is curved like this. What you can have is if the paint's too thin too much, it'll run like this and then form a drip right at the base of the tail, bottom of the tail, underside that. So one thing you do just have to watch out for. What time do you usually stream on Wednesdays? I'm excited. I just found out you do this. 8:30 on a Wednesday is usually when we stream. 8:30 p.m. UK time. Sometimes it's a bit earlier if it's a Tale of Many Warhipsters, because those streams can be long. But yeah, usually 8:30 p.m. UK time, GMT. Good morning, Kakal. Oh, nearly closed the wrong tab. I've tried them out, Croatoan, and I don't like them. For a number of reasons. What is your favourite free city? Of the cities of Zigmar? Hammerhall. Opinion on Dark Angels? I think they're lovely. I really like those new bodyguards. What are the most important things you have learned in 2023? I think I found a little bit more of my own self-worth. I've learned that I am nowhere near as bad as I think I am at my job. And I've learned to be... I kind of learned a little bit more about how, like, things that I should carry forward into next year in terms of being a little bit more kinder to myself, both physically with my free time and mentally as well, because I've been very, very hard on myself the last year. There's been a lot of chastisement of not being good enough or fast enough or clever enough or quick enough at times. And it's been a truly humbling experience this year to find out that those assumptions were all wrong and foolish. So, oh, Liam, hello. So yeah, I think the most crucial thing. The most crucial thing I've learned is to like I said, just be a little bit kinder to Josh, because this year has been incredible, and you guys have been incredible, and I think it's only since I've been being a little bit more kinder to myself, people have responded a little bit better to that. So yeah, this year I've got plans to do things like just take Mondays for myself to either do the hobby that I want to do for me and my armies, and maybe we'll film it, maybe we won't. But things like I want to get back into playing guitar, and I want to do some more things like exercising, so I can be around for a lot longer while doing this for you guys, rather than going towards an early heart attack. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of very personal things I've learned this year on my own sort of journey of growth, and that's what's been most important, I think, because undeniably it's been the best. It's been the best year that I've had, and I want many more of these. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. Currently painting the Imperial Knight pilot. If you have any advice, it would be gratefully received. Is that old, what's his name? Hector Rex? No, not Hector Rex. Can't remember. Canis Rex? Is he called Hector Rex? I thought it was the Inquisitor. I've never painted him myself. So there's that. Oh, Liam. Liam gifting 5 memberships like a boss. You're going live. Guys, if you don't know already, Liam will be streaming on New Year's Eve. So if you guys need someone to hang out with on... just to clarify, Liam, you are streaming on New Year's Eve. You've not changed your plans. In the past, I've pushed myself too hard to the point of hospitalization. So definitely make sure you take care of yourself. Well, I don't love to hear that, Mr. Gwatkin, but I'm glad you don't do that anymore. Yeah, that's what I need to I need to take a little bit better care of myself this year. Like I said, I just need to mentally stop beating myself up for failing at what are obnoxiously high standards from myself. And just to remember that there's time, and there's also, you can say no to things. I can choose not. I love you too, Liam. I'm incredibly proud of it. How far off of 30k are you? Let's see if we can rectify it. I meant to put a post up on YouTube before I went for Christmas, but I haven't. I didn't get time in the end, and then I've been away from a computer or anything helpful, because I hate doing it from a phone. How far away are you? Werewolf 40k. Miles. Werewolf 40k has gifted 10 memberships, which is amazing, because that takes us past 700, which is bonkers. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We need to get Liam over 30k, and we need to figure out a way to do that. Shall I make a video for you, Liam? We'll see if we can do that. Because I want you to hit 30. I want you to hit 50. I want you to hit 100. I want us all to hit. I want us both to hit 1 million. A joint stream. A joint stream could work. Can we do that? Is that a thing? Is that a thing you can do? What's your thoughts on the Striking Scorpions kill team? I think Liam is doing an excellent job painting them. Otherwise, I think they're Striking Scorpions. Good morning, Nate's Miniatures. What's Liam's channel? It is Liam Dempsey. Let me grab you a link. I'll grab you a link. You can all follow it. Liam Dempsey. Bosh. 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 I'll spam the chat. Liam's new setup is sick. It is beautiful. Beautiful studio. Let's film a video where Liam. I keep saying that. This sounds like I'm starting to turn into a threat. Let's film some videos. I'll come to the studio. And Liam's gifting 5 memberships again. Thank you very much. Thank you, buddy. That's very kind of you. You don't have to do that. Have generosity in response. If you can arrange a battle report, I'm sure that would be great for both of you. Read the title again. Slowly. What video are you talking about? I don't care for this for you bit on the YouTube channel because it always shows me stuff that I don't want to see. It's because I generally keep up with people that I subscribe to. I generally keep up with the content that they put out. So what it then goes, it goes, hey, maybe you'd like this video from 10 years ago. And you're like, no. Or maybe you'd like this video you've already seen. I was like, no, I already liked it. Gratitude is a superpower. Gratitude is a superpower, and we can all stand to be a little bit more. We can all stand to put a little bit more gratitude into the world, and that's all I ever have for everybody out there who's watching tonight. There's 88 of you watching right now, and all you have is my gratitude, as well as a lock of my hair if you want one. I will give you whatever you want. Please never leave. Seriously. I talked about having a lot of personal growth towards the end of 2023. If you all left, that would kill me. And I would have no personal growth. Just so you know, I'm now holding everybody on the stream hostage. Emotionally hostage. AOS battle report, please. I want one single hair from your golden head. Alright, we can do that. I've probably got one here. I am losing this, by the way. There you go. One hair for you. I'll box that up for you. It's all going grey, you see. I keep finding them. I don't hate them. I'd quite like to be fully grey. It would make me feel distinguished. Got the lion and black talons for Christmas. Help me decide what I'm doing first, please. Do the black talons, because the black talons are great. Then do the lion. I would say that, though, because I love Stormcast. Blackmail, lol. Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm a YouTuber. Of course. Of course I measure my self-worth through my subscription channel. For subscription numbers. That's why we all say, please subscribe! It's nothing to do with the size of the channel. It's to do with the... No, it is everything to do with the size of the channel. No, it is genuinely like... A butt hair, please. I'm not pulling one of them out on screen. If you want to make me cry in other ways, that's not the way to do it. Ow! Doink! Let's say this battle report happens. What armies would you both play? What do you want to play, Liam? Do you want to play 40k or Age of Sigmar? Or do you want to play the Old World? What would be your choice? Bearing in mind, if it's 40k, I will be rubbish. What camera lens do you use for your videos? Well, that is a big question, Adam. I use an iPhone 15 Pro for my videos. I would like to upgrade this to a all singing, all dancing mirrorless camera. Pokemon cards. I mean, I'm here for it. Can we play Yu-Gi-Oh cards so we can just go on and on about trap cards? I film my videos on an iPhone 15 Pro. I shoot at 4K 60 FPS, and then I edit it using that so I can cut closer if I need to or whatever. What I'm about to do is I'm about to start shooting in ProRes, which means I should be able to get like a much closer zoom, which people keep asking for. Do more Sylvaneth or I am off. We do have more Sylvaneth to do, don't you worry. There is more to come. Alariel's obviously the biggest one. I need to buy a Warsong Revenant, and then that's all that's left. Because I've got the Revenant Seekers and I've got the Spite Rider Lancers. I need to buy a Warsong Revenant and do Alariel. So that's 4 things left from the Sylvaneth range. How's the festive period going across the pond? It's going really well, Uncanny Jim Jams. We're closing in on the end of the year. Can your PC handle ProRes? I do it on a Mac, so I edit over on my Mac Studio. It can should be able to handle ProRes. We'll find out. I'll film one video on it, and if it's terrible, then I'll have to upgrade the Mac. So I do all my video editing on that Mac Studio back there, which, in terms of processing power, it's got it up the wazoo, so it should be able to cope with it absolutely no problem. The problem is just doing it off of drive, which is why I've bought a 10 gigabytes. I've made my own. Here it is. I made my own SSD. This is an SSD that reads at 2,000 megabits per second, so this on a 10 gigabytes on a 10 Gbps data transfer line, so it should be fast enough to be able to handle it. M2 Mac Studio, yeah, that's the one. It's got a few extras in it as well. I've been assured that the whole thing works based on the ecosystem that it's supposed to be in. How is your festive period going on, Cammy Jim Jams? I'll have to, how many cans can a cannibal eat if a cannibal can eat cans? I would suspect none, because, well, depends what your definition of a can is. Are we talking about a can or a sweet can? I grabbed her sweet can. The Venus de Milo. I realise it's a tongue twister. How do I trip over that? Honestly, it's very silly. Very, very silly of me. I've just realised that it is 11:05. You see, I wasn't here. Also, depending on when we have our date, I would be tempted by the old world. Yeah. I'm very tempted to come and play some old world with you. And to film some videos. We can film some how to play the old world. How to not get too mad playing the old world videos. We'll figure it out. Let's see if we can get you that 30k. I'm gonna do a post, a community post tomorrow, telling everybody to go and follow Liam. and we'll get some videos done. We shall have our dates soon enough. And then I'll shake up Adam and throw him at you as well. And Rich. All three of us will come. Do a monster 6-way battle report. It will happen eventually. 100% it will. It is destined to happen. Because you're a good dude. You're a good dude with a great channel and great content. You deserve all the subscribers in the world. And you do a lot. It should absolutely be recognised. But by that metric, as you mentioned, that only we care about. But yeah, absolutely. Favourite music genre? Oh, so many. So many. I'm big into reviving my sort of mid-noughties emo / pop punk years at the moment. I'm really enjoying that. So I've been listening to From Under the Cork Tree and The Black Parade and things like that. And I'm listening to that a lot the last couple of weeks. And it'll probably change again in the next week or so, where I'll just be like, do you know what? I'm just gonna be really into grime now for a bit. But that's one thing this year again I really want to get back into, is playing more music. I'd love to this year buy one of my dream guitars of all time. I'd love to be able to pick up just a really nice Fender Strat. That has been a pipe dream of mine for so long. I've never been able to afford it. So I might even sell a kidney to get one this year. But I really want to play some more music. I want to write more songs to use as the intro and the background music for my videos, so they're even more authentically me. I want to do all that kind of stuff. And that's part of those Mondays. Those Mondays I'm going to try and take some more time for myself. Yeah, there's lots of stuff I want to do this year. And of course, I'll bring you all along on that journey if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. If not, then, I won't film it. But we'll find out. Linkin Park or Green Day? I would say Linkin Park. For me. Not that I don't like Green Day, but I prefer Linkin Park. Anyway. Favourite fast food chain, and why is it Burger King? Burger King is up there. Yeah, I'd say that. I like them all. It's one of the... My waistline. Ugh. Desperately want to start guitar. They just look so cool. They are pretty cool. Guitars are just sick. But yeah. I want to play some more this year. Maybe I'll write you all a Christmas album for next year. That sounds more like a threat than a treat, doesn't it? Anyway, we're going to conclude things there because it is 11 minutes past 11. That feels like a good time to stop. Just enjoying talking to you. I've been off for a few days, not working, and now I've come back and this is the first bit of work I've done, and now I'm just like, I don't want to leave, but I have to go because it's late. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you. Massive thank you to Vicious Goose 117, Cameron, Gordon Pryor, Dave Hall, Edward 705, Neil, Thierry Chauvin. I think I've said that right. I hope I've said that right. Peter Collins, Werewolf 40k, Liam, Werewolf 40k, and Liam again. Thank you. Thank you very much for all the gifted members. It's 83 new members today. That's great. That's amazing. Thank you. Honestly, that is the best Christmas gift. And Warhipster band rumoured. Yeah, we can get it going. Let's get it going. We'll get it going. I will possibly see you all again on New Year's Day for another stream. So, thank you very much for hanging out, guys. Happy Wednesday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And see you all very soon in the next one. Be sure to check out Turnip 28. I'm going to go and look at it now. Sounds great. See you later, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye-bye. 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 Bye.